Standing here is quite stressful. You sitting there and watching me stressed is also very stressful. One of the best ways to get rid of stress is body shaking. Please stand with me. We're gonna shake our body. Shake it off, just like the Taylor Swift song, shake it off. Woo! All right, you may be seated. When you experience negative events in life that put you in a stressful situation, you want to be intentional about how you respond. We talk about taking care of our bodies, to go to the gym, to get the stress off, to work on that treadmill, even ride on a bicycle and lift weights. But what about our emotions when we are distressed, angry, sad, frustrated? Do we work out our emotions? That is what I'm here to talk about today. Physical fitness is glorified, but emotional fitness is not, even though they're equally important. We want to be intentional about going to an emotional gym. And what I mean by an emotional gym is going to a mental gym where you work out your emotional muscles to build your emotional strength. I'll share with you 3 reasons why we want to embrace this world of emotional gymnasium. The first reason is to deal with loss. When I was 7, I had just moved from Japan to Korea. I was watching the news and saw on TV there was also a plane coming from Japan to Korea. The plane had crashed, and there was red flame everywhere. The plane was broken into 2 big pieces, and we're sitting on the ground, and the luggage and the passengers' clothes in red flames were rolling on the ground. That went on for a few days. One night, Mom and Dad came home and sat me down. Mom said, "Your friend Yoko's family was on that plane." My ears perked, because Yoko is my best friend. Her mom and dad and her little brother are at the hospital. But what about Yoko? She's missing. She was missing, but when they found her, a pole had pierced through her head. She did not make it. That night, I was sobbing and cried myself to sleep. Next day, when I turned on the news, the same plane and red flames everywhere. The reporter announced number of people who were dead, number of people who were missing. And I was playing this mental game. You know what? Yoko's alive. She's missing. They'll find her. But it was my wish. We could not revive her. Have you lost someone close to you? It is painful.
We go through losses, through physical deaths, but also hidden losses. Loss is such an integral part of our life. What I mean by hidden losses, when you have breakups, when you go through or when you have divorces in the family, life-threatening conditions, even when you move to a new city, you go through hidden losses. The loss of what could have been and what was. In the face of loss, we want to be intentional about our emotional muscles to better handle the situation. The second reason why we want to be intentional about going to an emotional gym is to better handle stress. The first job I had right after college had to do with math. My primary job was to make sure the payments and the sales orders matched. Have you ever met a miserable matchmaker?
No matter how hard I tried, they would not meet each other eye to eye. My boss would yell at me, "Hey, I'll do it myself. And I would be horrified, and I really did not like my job. Have you ever done something stupid? Those of you who are not raising your hands, you're lying. I've done something stupid, like quitting a job before having another one lined up. Within 3 months, I was broke. No money to pay for the rent. I was about to get an eviction notice. My steady diet was ramen noodles. I was so poor, I could not even afford the flavor pack. The added burden of paying off college loans was weighing me down. Until I found a job and I was able to become financially stable again. Because we live in a money economy, when it comes to the flow of money, there's stress. In the face of stress, we want to be able to work out our emotions to better handle it. And the third reason why we want to be intentional about going to an emotional gym is to prevent self-sabotaging behaviors. My friend Chris, when he was 8, he studied really hard. He scored one of the top in his class. He beamed with delight and proudly went to his dad to show off his grade. The shouting was so loud you could hear it from outside. This was Dad shouting, "Why can't you get a perfect score?" The bell came off. Chris was struck again and again. How would you feel after being top in your class and be beaten for not getting a perfect grade? Hurt and disappointed, Chris underperformed for years. Instead of studying, as an escape mechanism, he got into playing video games, watching movies. As his grades dropped, that fed into shame and low self-esteem. How many Chris's do we have in our lives? Because of the emotional injury that was not healed, that leads to self-sabotaging behaviors. If Chris's case is one, suicide is another form of self-sabotage. Between 1999 and 2017, there was a 33% increase in suicide rates in America. What's worse, American suicide rates are now at the highest in 50 years, with 129 suicides per day. We want to be intentional about making sure to address the emotional wounds before we see the worst case scenarios. If we don't work out our emotions will work us out. I talk about going to an emotional gym in the face of loss, stress, and emotional wounds like trauma. When these emotions are unresolved, they lock us up in life. We're not able to be our best versions because they hold us back. But as we work on our emotions by going to an emotional gym, we're able to go to a healthier state of renewal and growth. Do you want to get there? There are many ways to exercise to exercise your emotions at the emotional gym. Affirmation, visualization, meditation, walking in nature, listening to music, journaling, watching comedy shows, so many. But I'll focus on body shaking. Did you know that we can get PTSD, but animals don't? Trauma therapist Peter Levine says in his book, Waking the Tiger, that the reason why animals don't get PTSD is because once out of danger, they shiver and shake the trauma off their body. When we're younger, we may have thrown tantrums, but this behavior is discouraged. So we condition ourselves to suppress our emotions. We all have trauma in one way or another. Maybe someone called you out for being different. Maybe someone called you stupid because you had a different way of learning. I have my own trauma, and body shaking has helped me cope with it. When I first came to America for high school, there was 1 year where I ate by myself in the bathroom. I did not fit in. I could not quite put a finger on why I was different from everyone else. I just couldn't belong. I would shut the bathroom door, sit on the toilet, and my face would be eating lunch mixed with tears. No wonder lunch back then was pretty salty. Fast forward, in college, I carried this pain, this trauma, and I was trying to get rid of it. But no matter how hard I cried, how much I talked about it, I still felt the pain and stress in my body until I did my body shaking. It worked. I did it almost like Tabata style, where you do an interval of 20 seconds of shaking workout and then 10 seconds of rest. Body shaking has helped me through one of the most turbulent times of my life. I was amazed then, but I'm still amazed at how drastically body shaking can help improve emotions. In conclusion, we want to be intentional about going to an emotional gym in the face of loss, stress, and trauma leading to self-sabotaging behaviors. We want to work out our emotions. Next time you find yourself in a stressful situation, remember that one of the best ways to get rid of stress is body shaking. Please stand and join me. We're gonna shake our body. What are we gonna do? Shake. Yes. Shake it off. We're gonna scooch low. Slowly coming up. Shake, 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 shake. We're gonna come to an arm stretch position. Shake, yeah! Thank you.